Folks, we gotta have a chat. There's a plague that's sweeping social media as we speak, and it needs to be brought to light, studied, and completely eradicated from the earth, if I'm being totally honest. I'm talking about, unfortunately, fat acceptance. Fat acceptance. A niche space in social media which is occupied 99.99% by women that seeks to glorify and celebrate fatness. What it really is a toxic cesspool of emotionally unregulated women who are so miserable with their lives that they feel like they need to go onto social media and try to convince normal people that they're happy being morbidly obese. Spoiler alert, all of them are miserable. Listen, I was fat for a huge portion of my life. I have fat relatives, fat friends. When I see someone overweight at the gym, I'm like, hell yeah, get after it. I'm fucking proud of you. I have no problem whatsoever with fat people. I'm a libertarian at heart. If you want to be fat, knock yourself out. What I do have a problem with is fat people that for some reason feel compelled to tell everyone on the internet why fatness is an inherently beautiful thing and that they're so happy being morbidly obese. They're fucking miserable. The internet is full of young, impressionable people who may come upon this content and see insufferable blowhards like Marissa Matthews telling them that they can be healthy and be obese, and that thinness and gym culture are a product of the patriarchy. Look, if you want to be fat, go for it. But don't project your own laziness, lack of willpower, and lack of accountability on young, impressionable kids to make yourself feel better. And as a side note, you'll see that the fat acceptance community is nearly all women. There are no men in the fat acceptance community. If you're fat and you're a man, believe me, I was one, well, you're shit out of luck. If you're fat and a woman, there's a whole army of women online that will be like, yes, queen, slay, you're so beautiful. But if you're a man, well, you're just a fat fuck. So from this point forward, just think of it as the fat woman acceptance community, and this will start to make way more sense. And right now, I'm going to descend into the seventh circle of hell, that is fat talk, and react to some of the most indescribably cringy content I've ever seen in my entire life. And guess what? You're going to come with me. If I got to see it, you got to see it. Let's do this.
I'm just sick of everyone. That's why I'm sick.
Go take a nap.
Newsflash, no one is entitled to comment on someone else's body. Nope. Thinking that way shows you more about you and your view on people than me. No, but you're not allowed to comment. But no, you're not allowed to comment on other people's bodies and give them unwanted health advice. Here's the thing, lady. It's the fucking internet. Don't put yourself out there on social media for literal billions of people if you don't want people to comment it. Get over yourself. If you don't want people commenting on you, get off the internet. Don't post your shit on the internet. It's kind of comes with the territory, don't you think? Jesus Christ. Next one. I'm so pissed already. I'm so angry. I'm already angry. God damn.
I need to rant for a second because I just do not comprehend this mentality still. I just do not comprehend how people walk around in this life.
The clapping with every word out of your mouth, so annoying. I don't know where it came from, but I really wish it would just go back because I hate it so much. Oh God, you just get to the point, Marissa.
If just thinking that all fat people should hate themselves.
Who's saying this exactly? What person's saying this? I've literally never heard anybody say this ever in the history of anywhere. The only people saying it are you. Like you. You're the only one saying it. This is some delusional little thing that you've concocted in your mind that you think people say about you, but they never do. Because it's projection. You think it about yourself, so you're just projecting it on other people. This is just classic psychology here. Nobody ever said this. Nobody ever said fat people should hate themselves. Fat people should love themselves enough to not be fat, because if you really loved yourself and you love your life, you would take control of your health. And in doing so, live a longer one. Funny how that works. God.
I just don't get that. I just do not get how you can, mind you, I'm a very depressed individual. I am a very...
Maybe you should lose weight. The correlation between physical health and mental health cannot be overstated.
very mentally ill individual. But I don't go around spewing my own issues with myself in my life.
What is your TikTok? Your TikTok is literally a trauma dump of everything going wrong in your life. Marissa, you are so just out of this world delusional. Like you should be in therapy. I'm guarantee she's already been through therapy, but she should get some more because it's not working.
Onto other people in a way that it's like, well, I hate my life, so everyone else should hate their life too. Like, I just don't get...
What?
I just don't get how people can walk around actively and positively being like, yeah, fat people should hate themselves. Fat people...
Nobody's saying this. Again, nobody's saying this ever. Spoken as somebody who was a fat person for decades. Nobody's ever saying this. Nobody's ever saying this. Shut up, Marissa. You are an idiot.
People should not like themselves ever, and that the only time you can like yourself is if you're thin. I just do not understand how you can live a fulfilling, satisfying life thinking like that. I do not fucking understand that. I do not comprehend it. And the more that I have healed myself, and the more that I've worked on myself, and the more that I've educated myself, oh, it still makes me so angry. But I feel bad for those people. Oh my God, do I feel bad for those people.
These mythical, magical people that literally don't exist. Oh my God. This is just fantasy. It's fantasy. Nobody's ever said this. Nobody's ever said this to her. This is just, again, it's delusion. I can't even watch more of this one. I'm rage quitting on this one. We're quitting this one early.
Can people stop gaslighting fat people? Like, a couple years ago, I got, 10,000 comments a day of people saying this shit, and guess what? I almost unalived myself 3 separate times because of it.
You sound depressed.
Gaslighting us into thinking that our experience doesn't exist or isn't important is harmful to our lives, because...
Not as harmful as your cholesterol. Maybe you should fix that, Marissa, instead of being condescending and crying on TikTok. Just maybe. Just maybe, just for once, take control of your life. Take a little accountability. Stop being a condescending bitch and fix your shit. Maybe you wouldn't be so depressed that you'd have to think about unaliving yourself 3 separate times. Maybe. Just maybe.
Because it makes us not want to be here anymore. I mean, that goes for anyone. Denying anyone that their experience existed or is valid is harmful. But especially for fat people, because we live in a fat-phobic society that already hates us. And then you do this on top of it? Most days, I don't want to be alive because I'm mentally ill. And then this on top of it doesn't fucking help. Every single day, I have to try to be here. And it's unfortunate, but comments like this do not fucking help.
Again, with the depression and yada yada, you know, obesity and depression are very correlated. You should probably go to the gym, fix your diet. Again, as somebody who is morbidly obese, I can't overstate the connection between physical health and mental health. Marissa, you need to get off fucking TikTok. Go for a walk. Touch some grass. Eat some chicken breasts, some broccoli. Get 8 hours of sleep. Get off your antidepressants and just live your life not being depressed. I guarantee you it would fix it, but no. Broccoli is fat phobic, and walking is fat phobic, and grass is fat phobic, and literally everything in the world is fat phobic. Oh my God, this woman is just the worst. Marissa, you're the worst.
Where the fuck the function? Where the fuck the function? The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone. So if you just plan on...
How is this content? Is this what TikTok is? This is why I'm not on TikTok. Is it just people just dancing around to music and lip syncing badly? God, I hate this. This is just, it contributes nothing. Fat visibility, whatever the hell that means. Lady, the last thing you need is more visibility. We can all see you. It's not really hard. Pretty sure we can see you from the space shuttle. Good God.
I wasted years of my life trying to convince people that I was the exception to their fat phobia. I knew the stereotypes were that fat people are lazy, sloppy, and stupid, and so I devoted all of my energy to proving that I was hardworking, meticulous, and intelligent. But it never mattered. And even though I have all of those qualities, working so...
Because if you are grossly overweight, you inherently broadcast to everyone that you're not willing to put in the effort to lose weight and become healthier. That's it. It's because you're not willing to put in the effort, you're lazy. That's how that works. You can be mentally diligent and you can work really hard sitting at a desk for 8 hours, but if you averse to physical discomfort, then you're probably pretty lazy. So sorry to break it to you, lady.
So hard to make them visible all the time never changed the minds of people who were committed to othering me. It never made them accept me instead.
Othering you? What even does that mean? This is fat acceptance. It has its own lexicon that just makes no sense.
I wasn't helping myself or other fat people by working to be seen as in compliance with an oppressive and incorrect belief system, because ultimately all it did was validate their stereotypes, not my worthiness. If you're interested in taking the next step...
This is just word salad. It's literally just word salad. It's just talking for the sake of talking and just talking in circles to make yourself sound more intellectual than you really are. When you're... This whole time you've been just saying nothing. Oh my God, these people are so frustrating.
Check out my course, Healing the Wounds of Fat Phobia and Learning to Take...
I will not be checking that out. Goodbye.
Don't get mad at me when I tell you this, but your before and after will not save you from being fat. I think the rise of Ozempic has made everyone so brazen and bold to talk about weight loss in such a fat-phobic way. Listen, personally, I don't think it's my business.
What do you mean in a fat-phobic way? Anytime anybody talks about weight loss, it's fat-phobic. Anytime. According to you and your ilk. That's all it is. You literally talk about exercise. Not allowed to discuss exercise. It's fat-phobic. Anything that's discussing not being fat is fat-phobic. It's just crazy.
Business, nor do I care what you do with your body. And if
it's not your business, nor do you care, but man, we'll make this almost 3-minute long TikTok about how much you don't care and why it's none of your business. Jesus.
You lose or you gain weight. But I think posting about it is damaging for you and for the people who are looking at it. I try to understand.
It's probably damaging for the people who are looking at it because it brings to their own attention their own insecurities and their own laziness and their own lack of willpower and discipline, adherence to any sort of nutrition plan or exercise plan. Yeah, it's probably going to make you insecure. Cry about it.
Understand why, and then I try to put myself in your shoes. And when I look at it from the grand scheme of things, from the big general perspective, it makes sense. Of course you want to post your before and after photos. Many see it as a notable accomplishment. So of course you're posting
it is a notable accomplishment. It is. You should be happy for it. If you have before and afters, post the shit out of them things. Seriously.
About your weight loss. It makes sense, right? And I don't blame you. I think that wanting to be part of this thinness club is something that society is pushing us all into. And then it turns to be them.
Your biology should be pushing you into it. Your brain should be pushing you into it because it's a really cool place to be if you want to live for a long time and not be a detriment to the healthcare system.
Maybe one of the reasons that you post this is to inspire other fat people to lose weight.
Yeah.
But then that's where you lose me because I thought this...
we lost you a long time ago, lady. Let's not dance around it, okay? You've been lost for quite a while.
Whole process was for you. I don't know what the point of posting it is. We can see it. We see you have gotten into a smaller body now. What ends up happening...
Gotten into a smaller body. This is another thing that really pisses me off about fat acceptance. You hear this catchphrase about living in a larger body, doing this in a larger body, putting yourself into a smaller body, like it's some flesh vehicle that you're given at birth that you have absolutely no control over or any agency over whatsoever. This living in a fat body, like it's, you know, you went to the used fat body store and, oh, all they had was this big fat body that I got no control over it, but it looks like I'm just stuck with it. Just stop it. Just say you're fat. How it's a fat acceptance community. Just say you're fat. You have agency over whether or not your body is large or small. It's not some thing that's detached from you that you have no control over. This is just more delusional, just mental gymnastics these people play with themselves to further distance themselves from any sort of accountability for the situation. Living in a fat body. No, you're fucking fat. That's it. You're fat. And moving into a smaller body is like, you lost weight. You lost fat. Can we just get back to reality? Please. Please.
Happening and what you're showcasing is that you went from being the oppressed to being the oppressor. And you're
Who's oppressing you, lady? Besides gravity. Who's oppressing you? Are you angry that you can't fit in restaurant booths or amusement park rides or plane seats? Is that why you feel oppressed? Your oppression is 110% your own creation. Your fat is oppressing you. That's the only thing that's oppressing you. Nobody else is oppressing you. Stop it.
okay with that. Now, here's the kicker. Statistically, proven by science, not by me, so don't get mad at me, you will gain the weight back in 2 to 5 years. Now, I've met a lot of friends who have gotten multiple surgeries and have done things to lose weight. And I met them years ago, and now they're back to their original weight, or some of them are probably...
I'm sure you're just relishing in it and just, oh, you just love it so much, don't you? Just makes you feel so happy inside when you see somebody fail on their weight loss journey. Oh, I'm sure. What a just desperately unlikable, woefully unhappy person this woman is.
a little bit even bigger than they were before. Now you find yourself being back into the same body that you hated before, the one that you were claiming was the worst version of you. And I'm not here to shame or to scold anyone. I think
not here to shame or scold, but you've been doing it this entire video. You suck.
That it's a reasonable thing to want to be part of this thinness club because society has made this the ideal place to be. We all think that thinness.
Nature has made this the ideal place to be because when you are take control of your weight and prioritize your health, you live longer. It's just 8th grade biology. When you're morbidly obese, you don't live as long. You have a litany of health problems. Oh my God. I can't even, it's hard for me to form a sentence with this lady. She just frustrates me so much.
This is where we're going to achieve self-love and careers and friendships and love, partners. And of course we all believe that, you know, it's the long going myth of what thinness will bring to you. But I think it's more important for you to be at peace with yourself.
The only thing people think thinness brings is not dying an early death and being happy in their body and being able to move without being uncomfortable and getting a full 8 or 9 hours of sleep without choking yourself in the middle of the night several times with your own fat, not having back pain or knee pain or ankle pain, being able to wear normal clothes, being able to go into a store and buy clothes off the rack. That's what the thinness club brings. All the things that you think are oppressive, like clothing companies and you know, amusement parks and airlines and planes and public transportation and all these other things that you think are oppressive. That's Club Thinness gets away from that. So this lady sucks.
A member of the Thin Club now, but remember that your membership can be revoked at any moment, and it'll push you back to the end of the line where you began. And
revoke this membership, bitch. Revoke this.
The vicious cycle continues. I know this is a heavy topic, but I have spoken a lot.
Heavy topic? I see what you did there. That was good.
More about this in depth in an essay on my Substack, All Things That with Just a Guitar. So if you want to talk more about this and you want to get my full opinions.
I've had about enough of your opinions. Thanks.
I hate to break it to you, but fat phobia is actually a choice and being fat isn't. And even if you don't agree with me,
choice is very, it kind of glazes over the real thing. Choice is like, do I want to wear a white shirt today? Or do I want to wear a red shirt today? And I'll be like, I'll pick the red one, red shirt. I'm going to wear the red shirt. That's a choice. Now, being a normal weight and being fat, not necessarily a choice like the shirts, but more often than not, they are pretty much a choice. If you are fat and you want to be thin, you choose to make a lot of sacrifices. Your choice needs to come with sacrifices. You need to clean up your nutrition, eat better. You need to make sure you're getting a full night of sleep. If you're a night owl that sleeps 4 hours a night, that ain't gonna work. That's just making you fatter and losing muscle. Get on an exercise plan, preferably one with weights and strength training to build muscle, boost your metabolism. If you're one that goes out with friends and drinks all the time or orders takeout, you're going to have to get rid of some of that. That's a sacrifice. It is a choice. It is a choice, but it's a choice that comes with sacrifices. And because those sacrifices exist, people don't want to make that choice. That's the only reason. It's hard. It's difficult. It's a choice that comes with lots of discomfort. And if you're averse to discomfort, like literally every single one of these fat acceptance people are, they glaze it over in their brain as not being a choice. It is a choice. You just don't want to put yourself in the uncomfortable position to change your life and make that choice. That's it. You're just a pussy. That's it. Simple as that.
fatness isn't a choice, you still don't have to choose to be fatphobic. You don't need to come into our comments. You don't need to call us names. You don't need to dismiss us and discredit us. You don't even need to do all the mental gymnastics it takes just to try and manufacture an argument that is completely false.
Mental gymnastics, really? She went there. This is every single one of these people is just they couldn't project harder if they were an actual projector. Like, it's unbelievable. You don't have to do mental gymnastics to come up with an argument. You are unhealthy. If you are obese, you are unhealthy. Simple as, full stop. There is no mental gymnastics required. Thousands upon thousands of studies, thousands of anecdotal testimonies. You see it all over the world. People that lose weight feel better, have better blood markers, better health markers. There's no mental gymnastics. There is no argument. There's no argument. The only argument exists in your brain because you are delusional.
If, as you say, literally no one cares you're fat, then leave us the fuck alone.
Get off the internet then. Get off the internet. Don't go on the internet posting all this nonsense and then say, leave us the fuck alone. It's a public forum, social media. You put yourself out there. That's it.
If I don't want to step on the scale at the doctor's, I say, oh, I don't want to be weighed today. If I don't want to talk about my fatness at the doctor, I say, oh, I'm not here to talk about my weight. I'm here to talk about fill in the blank, whatever the issue actually is.
When I don't want to pay my rent and my landlord gives me a call asking why I haven't paid the rent, I say, ooh, I'm actually not here to talk numbers today.
If they refuse to test me for certain things because of my fatness, I say, I would like it noted in my chart.
Can we just say that this upward inflection at the end of sentences, like you're asking a question, it's easily one of my biggest pet peeves. I cannot stand people that talk like this. Like they're always asking a question, where the voice rises at the end of a sentence. My mom's a speech language pathologist. She calls it dorm talk. It's called dorm talk, apparently. And it's really, really prevalent in Gen Z and younger millennials. I hate it so much. It makes you sound so stupid. Just fix it. Stop talking like that.
That you are refusing to test me for X, Y, and Z.
Your weight is not the only factor in determining your health, and weight loss is not the only solution to your problems. But it wouldn't hurt, and it usually is a solution.
Oh, sounds like you are not up to date on the latest research about fat bodies. I highly recommend the Maintenance Phase podcast.
To all the medical professionals...
How about no? I've seen that podcast. It is a nightmare. No, I will not watch that podcast.
Out there, hats off to you for going through all those years of medical school, training, continuing education, only to have ignorant, entitled idiots like this tell you to go educate yourselves by listening to a podcast.
I just blurt things out.
I just had this realization, and I think that the hatred that people have, especially other women have towards fat women, like misplaced like hatred and obsession people have with fat people, I really do think that it's rooted in jealousy, because I'm just walking across the street in a little outfit I feel cute in, that I feel like,
Yes, I'm so jealous of some idiot in her car who's talking like this on TikTok. Yeah, I'm so jealous of you, lady. Please go on. Tell me how jealous I am of you.
you would see a skinny girl wear online, and there would be Pinterest board on Pinterest boards about it. And I just had this thought, imagining someone seeing me and being like, ew, she shouldn't wear that, because I'm like, notice my cellulite, right? And then I was like, the reason that that upsets them is because confident plus size women are refusing to
Confident plus size women, which is why you have a star sticker over the pimple on your face. Nothing screams confident like wearing a star in your face to cover up a blemish. So confident, lady. You're so confident.
play by the beauty standards that society has placed. And I think that there's this jealousy because we're not playing by the rules. And when you're constantly centering your life around the beauty standard and being thin and the things that society has told us make us valuable and important, and when you just kind of
Since when does being thin make you important? These people are so delusional. They reach these things in their brains that nobody in their right mind would say out loud, and they're just making it their own reality. It's insane. These people are insane.
kind of refuse that, and you're so far from the beauty standard being fat that you feel free. I think people are mad that we just aren't playing by the rules, because if we are happy being fat, it invalidates their whole thing.
Oh yeah, you seem so happy.
I would like to talk very quick about something that annoys me, and I'm going to call it thin-splaining. It's the idea that fat people, like, have no idea how to be thin, and that's why we're fat. So people, or like, that we just don't understand.
It's 2025. Anybody that's fat knows how not to be fat. It's just they're too lazy or undisciplined to do it. This is just more things that don't exist from fat acceptance.
Health, and that's why we are the way that we are. So they want to add their tips, saying that it's not appropriate to talk to your loved ones about their body or their weight gain or loss. And some people are like, what if I want to talk to my partner about it because health risks run in their family? It's their family. Who told you about the health risks? Do you think they don't know? Why do you need to talk?
Maybe they told them about the health risks. Maybe their partner told them about their history of heart disease or diabetes or pre-diabetes. It's what? You're not supposed to talk to your partner about their health if you think they're gaining weight? Give me a break.
Talk to them about it. I made a video where I said you can decline getting your weight taken at the doctor's office, and so many people jumped in to say, unless you have anesthesia, unless you're getting a prescription for medication, unless it's this, unless it's that.
Stop with the hand thing. This is so annoying. This is what you do when you don't really have a point and you need to just hold somebody's attention. Just stop it. Stop.
And I'm like, fat people know when it's medically necessary. Stop. I made a video saying that there are no diseases exclusive to fat people, which there are absolutely not. And people want to say, it can...
Not exclusive to fat people, but diseases where obesity greatly increases your chances of having it. You don't conflate the two things. There are no diseases that only fat people get, but those diseases that fat people get them a lot more often than people that are normal weight. Sorry, lady.
Can actually be a risk factor for other diseases, like we don't already know. People have...
So do something about it. Do something about it. You won't, because you're lazy. Well, that was about as unproductive as I expected. These people are so averse to logic and reality, it's actually mystifying how they function. Some of them are barely functioning at all, it seems like. This is what happens when you descend so deeply into your own fifis and reject all common sense. The reality of the situation is obesity is not healthy. Excessive body fat is not healthy. These are facts, not feelings. Use your brain instead of your inflated ego and you can start to see them yourself. If you want to be fat, cool. Have fun. but don't create a platform online where you can spread absolute nonsensical bullshit to impressionable people to make yourself less miserable. I know misery loves company, but
stop it. Get some help.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this little adventure into absolutely unhinged psychopathy because, well, I didn't. This was awful. For my efforts, if you guys would at least hit the like button, maybe subscribe to my channel, well, I would be eternally grateful. Hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.